Laurie Phillips with the St. Patrick Center is back at the table, and also joining us, Eddie Roth, the Director of Human Services for the City of St. Louis, and Missy Kelly with Downtown STL Incorporated. Eddie, just let's talk about this head on right away. When lawsuits are involved, I know that means attorneys are involved. What can you say about the situation involving Reverend Rice and the New Life Evangelistic Center from the city's perspective?
I can say that I have the serenity to accept the things I can't change and the strength to change the things I can, which is to say that as Director of Human Services, I'm forward-looking, and Mayor Slay has said we are going to usher in on our own, with the help of the agencies of the continuum of care that Laurie described as fantastic array, with the help of the business community, who Missy's here representing, a new era of emergency shelter that is professionally operated, that is publicly accountable, that is connected to services, and the object is to move people quickly out of shelter into housing, low barriers. The idea is to treat emergency shelter for what it is. It's an emergency, and to focus resources and energy, not to look back, not to a lot of, sort of the public's conception of homeless services in St. Louis has been around controversy and personalities, and I'm not interested in that, and the Department of Human Services is interested in working collaboratively with super capable and committed agencies and making things happen for people who are homeless.
So where will they go?
Well, for one thing, we announced today that 175 beds will come online on Sunday. Salvation Army, one of the outstanding service agencies in this country with a 130-year history, is getting back into the emergency shelter business in a big way, and is partnering with an organization called Windsor Transitional Housing, which has run the city's overflow shelter for the last 3 winters, to provide 125 beds of shelter for single men. St. Patrick's Center, which has an outstanding program for women, is expanding its capacity from 15 beds to 20 beds. These are women that have special behavioral health and mental illness problems, expanding their facility. Gateway 180 is going to be adding 50 beds for women and children at its facility on North 19th Street. Again, another program that doesn't take people in and put them out in the morning, but works with them intensively, connects them to services, and moves them into housing. And the idea is that if we're going to be serious about housing people, we have to have professionally operated, publicly accountable emergency shelter that connects people to services, and that's what we're doing.
Missy, will downtown residents allow any of that to happen in downtown?
Absolutely. I mean, downtown is a neighborhood, it's a community, it's a business district, and there is a place for everyone. And there is a large concentration of people who are experiencing homelessness in downtown, which has been a problem for the people that are homeless, as well as the neighbors in the community.
In what way? How has it been a problem for downtown?
Because there tends to be, when there's a large concentration of people who do not have a place to go and who do not have the services that they need, there tend to be more issues with nuisance crime and loitering, things that make it harder to drive economic development. It makes it more uncomfortable for people to feel safe, whether that perception of safety is based in reality or not. It typically makes people uncomfortable. So the community is very much in support of, and we are working with businesses in the community, in our organization, some of these social service agencies, to come up with solutions, and certainly with the city, that will provide supportive services for people experiencing homelessness. So we're very much in support of that. We just want to make sure that these people are treated with dignity, that they are getting the services that they need so that they can get out of the situation that they're in, and also so that our neighborhood and our business community can thrive.
Laurie, are we changing the way we do things in this town, the way you would like to see it done?
I think we're on the cusp of making some significant changes. I think, as we look at homelessness and the solutions for homelessness, shelter is a part of the process, but it's not the solution. It's not the answer. Housing people is the answer. And I think, we're working with Downtown St. Louis and the city and a lot of other service providers in our continuum of care, and even looking at it on a regional basis to make sure that we move towards some of these new newer but proven methods of housing people that allow people to attain and maintain stability in their lives.
You're downtown too. Do you experience some of that not in my backyard the Reverend was talking about?
I'm sure we do. I don't feel it with our clients. I think that the way St. Patrick's Center has operated for the last 30 plus years downtown has been a model. I've not been there for 3 months yet, but I think it's just a model of a stable organization that treats our clients with dignity and respect and helps them make change in their lives. So I don't feel that. I don't think our clients are doing anything untoward or causing trouble in the neighborhood that we're in.
And we may be getting a little too focused on 14th and Locust. How big is this problem as you see it?
How big is what problem?
The problem of a person not having a roof over their head in the city of St. Louis.
Well, you know, that's actually one of the most promising aspects of this. And like Lori, I'm relatively new to this business. I'm on my 115th day as Director of Human Services, but I was a journalist before that, and I wrote a fair amount about homelessness. And, you know, there's no absolute consensus as to how many people in the city or in the region are unsheltered or chronically homeless. But there is consensus that it's measured in the hundreds, not in the thousands. And some people may think it's 500 and some people may think it's 1,800, but it's not 5,000 or 15,000. We live in a region with 2.8 million people. And as social problems go, the kind of social problems that rise to the top of our consciousness because it shows us the frailty, our own frailty, this is one where if we work together as a region, we can knock those numbers down further than we have, significantly further, and we've already made tremendous progress. So in terms of the scale of the problem, this idea of ending homelessness or functional zero is genuinely attainable. But the way for it to happen would be for us to work together as a region. And that too is a promising aspect of all this. We have regional businesses who are participating in this. And above all, in personal philanthropy, I'm sure that if St. Patrick's Center or Catholic Charities or the United Way sorted, you know, the contributions to the great agencies we have that provide homeless services, they would find givers from throughout the region. The way to make this happen is, and who's kind of trailing the philanthropic play, are the county level governments themselves. And they are now joining the conversation through nonprofits within their own community. There is real traction in regional conversation in solving these problems. Mayor Slay talks about how proud we are in St. Louis to be the regional champions in extending hospitality to homeless people, but we can't do it alone. With just a little bit more from our surrounding communities, we can have a huge impact. This is a tremendously promising issue for this region, and we've made proud advances so far, but we could really make more things happen.